Who built the first civilization in America before Columbus? The lost origins of ancient America.
For centuries, history books painted this hemisphere as a silent wilderness. The narrative suggested a primitive landmass locked in a waiting state, simply holding for European ships to arrive and bring civilization to its shores. To find the physical evidence that breaks this story, we look to the stark, white expanse of the Tularosa Basin in New Mexico. Here, the desert wind recently swept back a layer of ancient sand, exposing tracks that rewrite the human history of the continent. Pressed into the fossilized mud are the frantic, heavy footprints of humans. These tracks are intertwined with the footprints of Ice Age megafauna, capturing a moment of people dodging giant ground sloths and mammoths. This timeline tracks the standard arrival dates we're taught in school, but radiocarbon dating proves these prints were left behind 23,000 years ago. They were here during the absolute height of the Ice Age. If the chronological map of this hemisphere is off by 10,000 years, the assumption that these inhabitants were mere survivalists also fails. Beneath the dirt and jungle canopies are the remnants of advanced metropolises. These were the works of engineers and stargazers who calculated advanced mathematics long before the classical world took shape. The traces of these builders lead to the humid swamplands of the Mexican Gulf Coast, roughly 1,500 years before the Common Era. Here, the Olmec civilization engineered massive earthen pyramids and complex drainage systems. Their most enduring legacy is found in 17 colossal stone heads, unique stern portraits of rulers, some weighing 50 tons. These stones were quarried in volcanic mountains nearly 60 miles away. They were moved through dense, unyielding swamps by a society that did not use wheels, iron tools, or beasts of burden. This capacity for massive engineering was not an isolated event. To the north, in the floodplains of Louisiana around 1400 BCE, the society at Poverty Point was engaged in a project of similar scale. The builders here moved an estimated 1 million cubic yards of earth entirely by hand. Executing a project of this volume, basket by basket, required a level of societal organization and labor management usually associated with the builders of the Old World. The site consists of 6 concentric ridges forming a mathematically precise half maze. While the curvature is subtle from the ground, it forms a perfect geometric pattern when viewed from the sky. These math-driven, multi-generational projects demonstrate a level of logistical coordination that defines an advanced civilization. In the Supe Valley of Peru, massive dusty hills were recently identified as the ruins of Caral, a sprawling urban metropolis covering over 160 acres. This chart compares the founding dates of early global capitals. While the ancient Egyptians were experimenting with their first pyramids, an advanced society was already thriving at Caral, with a founding date around 3500 BCE. Most ancient cities are identified by their defenses, thick walls, defensive battlements, and caches of weapons. At Caral, archaeologists have never found any of them. No weapons, no fortifications, and no evidence of siege. The evidence points instead to commerce and art. Inland farmers traded cotton for coastal seafood, and builders erected sunken plazas with acoustics so precise a whisper could be heard by hundreds. In these plazas, excavators found dozens of flutes carved from condor and pelican bones. The builders also mastered advanced seismic engineering. To protect their pyramids from the valley's frequent earthquakes, they filled woven reed bags with heavy stones and placed them in the foundations. When the earth shook, these bags absorbed the kinetic energy, allowing the stones to shift without fracturing the structure above. Caral thrived for over 1,000 years through this combination of peaceful trade and advanced structural physics. Deep within the Amazon basin, we encounter the myth that this rainforest has always been an untouched, pristine wilderness. Modern laser-equipped satellites, or LiDAR, are now piercing the dense canopy to expose the ground underneath. The scans show the foundations of interconnected cities, defensive moats, and miles of perfectly straight causeways. These are the markers of a massive, abandoned network of urban centers. Sustaining these populations in a jungle with acidic, nutrient-poor soil required an engineered solution, terra preta. This man-made black earth is infused with charcoal and microbes that allow it to continuously regenerate its own fertility. The Amazon was a highly curated garden managed by millions of people who understood how to maintain ecological balance. Before European ships arrived, this continent was an interconnected web of visionaries, engineers, and botanists. However, European diseases swept up the rivers and decimated these populations long before their work could be formally recorded by outsiders. With the cities empty, the jungle grew back over the ruins. Nature physically buried the evidence, and history books began to describe an empty world waiting for civilization. When looking at these sites, the evidence suggests a different reality than the one we are taught in school. These were masterful civilizations that mapped the stars and built wonders that still refuse to fade. The Americas were never discovered. They were just forgotten.